Swadikap and good afternoon once again. Today is Monday, the 15th of March 2021, and this is the English language summary of the daily press briefing here at the CCSA as always. So thank you very much to Dr. Apisamai for the Thai language edition of the summary just now. This morning we also had the daily CCSA meeting as always. So right now, Thailand is ranked 116 now globally compared to other countries around the world. Hoping that our numbers and our ranking will remain stable and not high as usual. I'll go to the general situation and number of cases we have for today. Basically, the most important number that you'll see on screen is 684, which is the number of active cases, the cases currently being treated at the moment. Now, it was 500-ish in the past days and weeks. Now it's up to 600 plus, hoping that that won't get higher. And 78 new cases from today, of which 59 are found from active case finding. And you can see the details on the screen. Sorrow to report to you today that there is one new fatality, making the cumulative total of fatalities in Thailand since the very beginning, now at 87. This new fatality is an 88-year-old Thai male with pre-existing medical conditions, including high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and brain tumor. So our sincere condolences to the families and friends of the deceased. So Dr. Apisamai in the Thai version spoke in length about the 6 markets in Bang Khae district in Bangkok. Now, as you see in the news reports, there were sort of like a new cluster, a new outbreak in that district, in that particular district in Bangkok, affecting basically 6 markets in the area. Now you have the name list of those 6 wet markets on screen right now. The 6th one, the last one, ending with a market called Wonder Market. So there's Siri Set Thanon Market, Bang Khae Shopping Center Market, Kiti Market, Pasom Market, New Bang Khae Market, and ending with Wonder Market. Now, the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, or BMA, has asked people who visited these 6 markets in Bang Khae district from the 20th of February to March the 13th, last Saturday, to fill the COVID risk assessment form on the website, which is available at bkk-covid19.bangkok.go.th. So it's the website belonging to the BMA, and you are advised to fill that assessment form if you had visited these markets. The health department of BMA can also be contacted by their hotline number, which is 02-203-2393. Now, it's very important that we focus on this district because hopefully it will not become a new widespread cluster at all. But the authorities have been working hard to contain this outbreak in that area. The first person who was found to be positive in that area was a 21-year-old Thai vendor in Wonder Market, and who, aside from being a vendor in that market, also organized a money pooling scheme, or a peer sharing money lending scheme, which is not legal. So he was organizing that, therefore, but because of that, he went around and had to collect money and meet people from within the market, as well as other markets as well, aside from Wonder Market. So he was moving around, simply moving around in those areas. But nevertheless, the authorities have been taking action. One of the actions include the saliva method, the saliva testing method as a group. So up to over 2,700 persons have been tested using the pool saliva method, which the results come out quite quicker than the other methods. And we're looking into the details of this outbreak in Bang Khae district. Now, just some additional information regarding some issues which were in the press. One is, of course, regarding news reports that some countries, including Denmark, Norway, and Iceland have suspended the use of AstraZeneca vaccine following reports that a small number of people who had received the vaccines developed blood clots. Now, the Health Ministry and the World Health Organization and the European Medicines Agency had come out with clarifications and received information assuring that AstraZeneca vaccine is safe. And in this connection, the vaccination program in Thailand, at least, should continue as planned, as there is no known correlation between the blood clots and the said vaccines. Another important information is, as we mentioned earlier, about the private sector entities applying to import COVID vaccines. Now, the Food and Drug Administration, or FDA here, stated that the private entities wanting to import the vaccines must first be licensed to import drugs and must apply for registration for their vaccine importation. The FDA opened a special channel to facilitate this. So if the licensee submits the required documents, it will take approximately 30 days for the assessment and approval and for the emergency use situation. So therefore, a vaccine safety monitoring system is required, and the vaccine must only be administered at a medical facility in Thailand in accordance with the COVID-19 management plan of the Department of Disease Control. Now, I mentioned this because it may involve foreign entities who aim to be engaged in this importation and this business in the future in Thailand. But the FDA reiterates that the government does not prevent the private sector from importing COVID vaccines, and to date, no private hospital has submitted any registration documents yet. Dr. Apisamai also mentioned about the hospitals in Samut Sakhon. So 7 out of 10 hospitals in Samut Sakhon will be closed as COVID infections in the province have improved, with around 30 to 50 cases per day in that province. Now, Samut Sakhon, of course, was the epicenter of the COVID wave that began in mid-December. The situation has since improved due to the strict control measures and active case finding in the communities, the surveillance, the bubble and seal measures in the factory. So the remaining 3 field hospitals in Samut Sakhon will remain open as a reserve in case of any emergency. Now, that was Samut Sakhon. And regarding, I mentioned about the success in Samut Sakhon, sort of success in Samut Sakhon because of the active case finding, the bubble and seal strategy. Now, just to move back to the Bang Khae district in Bangkok, the numbers that we got from Bang Khae are actually from active case finding as well. So since the active case finding method was somewhat successful in Samut Sakhon, we've used this method in Bang Khae district as well, following the outbreak in the Wonder Market and the other 5, total 6 markets in Bang Khae district since last Saturday. Just additional information on insurance. Briefly, Office of Insurance Commission approved maximum coverage of up to 1 million baht for side effects from COVID-19 vaccines. The Office of Insurance Commission has approved the insurance plans for this since February to boost the people's confidence in receiving the vaccine. And he said, the Secretary General of this agency said that some plans have maximum coverage as high as 1 million baht, depending on the conditions set by the insurance companies. One piece of information I update you from time to time from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs regarding the statistics for the Certificate of Entry, or COEs, that we have issued to foreign nationals to come to Thailand. So as the situation was improving steadily in Thailand, businesses and many provinces reopening trade, investment, and resuming to revive our economy, the tally that we have from the 9th of January until the 14th of March, which is yesterday, around 2.5 months, the tally that we have from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Thailand is that we have issued many certificates of entry. Now the tally is 95,806, 95,806, over 95,000 certificates of entry to foreign nationals to return to Thailand in different categories. And of course, this is a reflection that it is being managed very well in Thailand with the cooperation of all sectors. These categories include foreign nationals from as tourists, of course, professionals, investors, business persons. So be rest assured that all groups of foreign nationals entering Thailand are placed into the quarantine system of Thailand and have to undergo the strict disease control measures to prevent the spread of the infection up to this day. We've been using this method from the very beginning up to this day, and I think that the results have been very good because the number of positive cases coming from abroad are actually all controlled because all of them have been placed into our quarantine system. The numbers that we see every day are, of course, from local transmissions and new outbreaks from those who also enter the country without going through the quarantine system, which is by far very few. Nevertheless, we hope to control all of this the same. So just in closing, we remain vigilant about COVID infection. It's still being recorded in various areas in Thailand, such as in Bangkok, in Samut Sakhon, in Pathum Thani, in Tak province, as you see, as you saw in the scoreboard or the chart that Dr. Apisamai showed us just now, and the vicinities of these provinces as well, and most importantly, Samut Sakhon and Bangkok, and hoping that the cluster, the impending risk from the cluster in Bang Khae district will not be as widespread as we fear. So as we continue our fight against COVID with our surveillance, our active case finding now moved to Bang Khae district, the bubble and seal strategy and the other disease control measures, we would like you to reiterate for you to continue to follow the important measures that we have, practicing DMHTT while at work or while at home, to reduce the risk of infection and save our lives. So thank you very much for the attention today. Hope you have a very fruitful Monday, and we'll see you again on Wednesday and Friday. Thank you. สวัสดีครับ
ครับขอบพระคุณนะครับท่านณัฐภานุ นพคุณรองอธิบดีกรมสารนิเทศและรองโฆษกกระทรวงการต่างประเทศนะครับ